Hopefully that is working. Blessings, everyone, to Pine Grove News Live. Let's get this out here. Gonna go check and see if we are live on YouTube. And we are. Let's get this out here. All right, very good. So, it's 6 o'clock, right in the dot. And like I said, this is Pine Grove News Live from the East Coast. Yeah. Sun has fallen. 6 o'clock. Missed dinner. And I want to show you some pictures today that I took of this. I'm calling it nucleated snow. Okay. And let's go take a look at it right now. Okay. Now, if you look carefully because this is zoomed in pretty good. These little tiny, it looks like little tiny pellets. I mean, somebody told me, yeah, it's probably just, what do you call it? It's not sleet. Oh, I can't believe I can't remember what the heck he called it. Anyway, this is the stuff a couple years back, and I'll show you two more pictures. This is even closer. See all these little pellets? I mean, it looks like it was maybe a snowflake at one time and just curled up into a ball. You know what I'm saying? This is not normal. This is the second time that I've seen this, probably in the past 5 to 7 years. These little pellets, and they bounce around like sleet, but they're not. It's not sleet, because sleet is like water and snow, but you could definitely tell the difference. You can hear the difference. You can see the difference. But this is the stuff that a while back took a torch to, tried to melt it between my garage and my porch, and it would not melt. It took a lot. It scorched. It scorched the snow, turned it black in some places, but it would not melt. And here it is on top of the car. So definitely weird stuff happening. I know other people have seen this. So with that, let's just go over a couple notes here. Let me get this back out of here. Give you something to look at there. Took some notes, like usual. And yes, the impeachment process, whatever the process part of it is, the debate over the process is still going on as far as I know. I'm at the point now that when I even turn it on and listen to some of the things that these Democrats say, that warrant, crimes and misdemeanors and whatever, abuse of power, bribery, all these things that you could legally charge somebody with, but they don't have any evidence. So they say that they have 3 witnesses, but I don't know. Long story short, I have to turn it right off again. I cannot listen to it. I get very irritated with it. I mean, I get irritated to the point where I, become almost ill. That's what it's come to right there, these impeachment hearings. And second of all, they're not going to kick him out of office. This is just a political impeachment from one party. And I don't know the words, a partisan, or I guess it's a partisan play, because partisan is just one side, bipartisan is both. I don't know. Maybe it's the opposite. And so anyways, big deal. So what? He's not going to leave, and he's going to rerun. He's going to run again for president, and there's nothing the Democrats can do. So with that, I have to make a correction, I guess. It's still kind of mysterious to me. I mean, Elizabeth Warren. I know the last time on Monday when I put out some news, I put out an article saying that she or somebody else was saying, but I put it out there, so I take the blame as well. If there is blame, about it. But apparently she's still running. I've seen her in advertisements on Fox News that she wants to debate Bloomberg and so on and so forth. So I guess she's still in there. So whatever. Please, everyone, correct me if I'm wrong. I try not to, even though my title here is news and politics. Like I said before, I hate politics, and I hate it to a passion because of what it does to me and what it does to this country. Mostly what it does to this country. I mean, they just passed, in their 1 week out of the 3.5 years, okay, they just passed some legislations, I guess, and one of them being the spending bill, 1 point something trillion dollars to take him into, till after Christmas. I mean, why don't we get a vote on what they can spend the money on? I mean, is that why we have a government? Because we just want, some other faction to run everything for us because we want nothing to do with it. I mean, that's the gist of what I get out of it. And I'm sorry, but I do not want this government just running rampant, growing. I mean, I'm being, told time after time that even if these these freshman representatives, even if they don't go a second term, that they still get their pay for the rest of their lives? Or how does that work? I mean, I really hate to waste my time to go into the research like that, because then I'll probably just, go down some dark hole and I'll get stuck down there. I think that's the one that I'll probably get stuck in. I've been down dark rabbit holes before, but I was able to get out. And even though I was quite injured from them, I was able to get out. And this one, I don't think that I can, and I'm not strong enough. So, you could pray for me to be stronger and pray for everyone. Pray for yourselves and for your brothers and sisters to be stronger. I mean, we need to be stronger. Things are going to get tougher, and we need to be stronger than them. If Jesus is in us, I mean, we're strong anyway, but let's feel it. Let's sense it. Let's, live the spiritual strength, In any case. Yeah, and I was just thinking about, with this impeachment thing, if Jesus was here. I mean, he is here in us. I understand all that. But if he was here, like I pictured when he was writing in the sand to all those people who wanted to stone that woman for adultery. He bent down and he wrote something in the sand, or he drew a line in the sand, or both. And then all the people there, the Sadducees, the Pharisees, whoever, they all put down their stones and walked away. Now, I really wish that, us who represent Jesus would somehow, put our writing in the sand, because they're trying to impeach this president over bribery and abuse of power and so on and so forth, corruption. And this is what Giuliani, his president's lawyer, has been trying to do. And it didn't start out, being going after Biden because he was a competitor in this race. Biden didn't even state his intentions when this was all happening. So to be accused of doing that Trump doesn't have to do that. This is the part of this stuff that I get irritated at, because they are definitely under a delusion. And I found out where that was in the Bible anyway. And it really, except for the single verse, I mean, the rest of it in context, it doesn't, stand well. It talks about the man of lawlessness, okay, in there in 2 Timothy 2:11 when it says, and for this cause God shall give them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. But in context of that, I mean, maybe it applies, but I'm kind of thinking that maybe it doesn't. I mean, it's a good one-word verse for, what may be happening to them. And maybe it is somewhere else in the Bible. Maybe somebody can help me with that. That, I mean, and somewhere in the Bible also, I believe, I mean, could be wrong there too, that the Lord's going to give people their dreams and wishes, and then they're going to go to hell. So they'll get, whatever they're asking for with that, but then they're going to go to hell for the rest of eternity in spirit bodies, just like in spirit bodies we'll be hopefully in heaven. At least, hopefully, I'm saying myself. I think that I will. It just depends on, what level in heaven I will be at, whether I'll be at the door or sweeping out the bathrooms, or, of course, we won't be going to bathrooms, but you know what I mean. That lowly position, and be very happy doing it. Yep. In any case, Schiff, Nadler, Pelosi, I mean, it's just crazy, man. And the things that they're doing to the country, and it may not, they may just be the tip of the sword. You know what I'm saying? That this country, because of what they're doing, because of them, removing God from everything and putting in Satan, actually, doing the Satanism thing. And we're going to talk about that. Maybe I'll just jump to that. We'll do that, and then we'll be done with everything. This growing satanic thing that's been, happening. Dave, how you doing? God bless you, brother. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's okay. All right, so let's go to this. Let's go to this. I put it at the end. I wanted to talk about a couple other things before we get there. I mean, just some of the conditions. I mean, we look for these conditions, signs of the times, and that would be, it's definitely, it's in the gospel. I forget where it is. It could be in Timothy, and it talks about the condition of people, being hateful and spiteful and all these other things, adulterous, lawbreakers, whatever, that list. And there's a lot of that going on. I could put so much of that in the news right now. You can put it, and especially with these, I mean, just the severity of the decline of morality. And yeah, that's what's going to happen, man, when you remove God. Sorry, that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to go through quickly these 4 titles. But just to let you know that, man, I could put up at least a dozen or so per day. I know where they are. I just don't put them out there all the time. Just so you know that, these things are going on. If you happen to be in your own little bubble, time to wake up. Yeah, it's time to wake up. So here, just from Breaking 911, we'll use them right now. Parents' worst nightmare. New York City soccer coach accused of raping multiple boys and girls. These are the people that you put your children into, extracurricular, after school clubs and whatnot that you try to better or learn things. And then we got these people that are all around us that just, they're, how do you say it, man? They probably opened the wrong doors, and they've got, I guess you can call it a sickness. They got types of demonic possessions and different, levels of severity and multiples of, more, one or more. This is where we live in. And like I said, I could put dozens of them a day. Ex-school teacher. I hear multiple stories about this almost every day now. Ex-school teacher accused of trying to set up a teen sex meeting. I mean, these people, they're just gone, man. We can pray for them. Absolutely. Let's pray for them. I mean, if they can be turned around and be found and understand what's going on and be forgiven, be redeemed, be redeemed. Anyhow, God bless. Hope mom's doing okay. And this one, the third one of the four I have, former teacher and former Miss Kentucky pleads guilty in Sexton case. I'm guilty of this crime. I mean, this woman, she had everything, I guess. And, worked as a teacher in West Virginia. Admitted to exchanging sexual photos with a 15-year-old student. I mean, she's married, for Pete's sake. She says it was a mistake, but she continued with the situation. Why, I don't know. That's not for us to, the Lord judges or knows the heart. And this one, Arizona mom sentenced for unimaginable child abuse. A mom, mother of a child, well, moms, I mean, what can you say about moms? They're very, very protective of their children. Until, they come in contact with things that they should not be seeking. So anyways, this woman, mom, sentenced for unimaginable child abuse after her daughter was found in a closet inside a trash bag bound with duct tape. Who would do this to their child? No normal person would. And so therein lies the problem. We've been dumbed down so much. We've been indoctrinated with program TV, and we continue to do so as long as we watch those things. And I still watch it too, but I do, I do it a lot less. And I can barely watch them when I do have it on. I turn it on for the news. Well, I'm not gonna. Sometimes I think that I need a break, and I go after that. What do they call it? That almost instant gratification, and it's very temporary. Okay, and that's what we should not be doing. Yeah, and other people do other things to get their, to get away from it all, because this world is just dive bombing deeper and deeper into the abyss. And if we don't help each other out, we will all be just spiraling down into the bottomless pit. Sentenced 17 years. Anyways, so enough of that. But what's the problem with that? And where does that come from? And this is what I spoke about on Monday, never got around to it, or maybe it was even Friday. This is from Natural News. The top 10 most evil, demonic, but true events of 2019 that indicate the rise of Satanism. Now, if you've been listening to my news or anybody else's news that are call themselves watchmen, you'll know these things already. The rise of Satanism. I mean, take out God in this country or anywhere in the world, and you don't fill it up with something good. I mean, that's in the Bible as well. If you don't fill that in and take care of what you removed and cleaned out, I mean, something more and worse will come in afterwards. So, yeah, taking God out of everything. I mean, it's still on our money, but they're trying to get rid of that too, right? In God we trust. I don't believe it. So many Americans are still in perpetual denial about it, but there's no doubt that Satanism is rapidly infecting every crevice of our land. And so here are 10 of the most disturbing examples of what happens when a nation patiently rejects God and embraces the God of this world instead. And, I myself too, I mean, I am most of the time, almost 99% out of this world. I mean, I have to work in it. I have to live in it. I have to converse with the people. But it's a different conversation. I don't talk about, I wish I could have got this car, or wish what I could have got something that this person has. I don't do the coveting. I don't do the swearing like these people swear. I actually, object to it. Where I used to swear like a truck driver, right? Right, Dave? But anyway, not to say that I don't make mistakes, obviously, I try to be Christ-like. I am not Christ-like, but that is the goal. We all have a role to follow when Jesus came here, as God in human form, and remained sinless. And he gave us, the Bible, the Word, His Word, the living water. I mean, he gave us the way. He gave us an example to follow. And so that's why we really need to use that as a life guide. Any case, even before I was called, I was, going to the Bible to try and get answers, and how stubborn I was and still am from time to time. Because he was in my life for as long as I can remember. And most of it I couldn't remember until I was called and able to see back at those small miracles that he performed. I mean, I can count, well, can't count, but I can recount at least 2 or 3 stories right now. And I won't do that to you, but maybe at another time on the weekend or something, of prime examples to where God was in our lives and in my life. And I even, at the time when the things happened and the results were, blessings, then I knew that it couldn't be from anything else or anybody else but God. Because there was no way that these things could have happened in this world. The way, Satan's system of things. Anyway, enough about that. We could talk about, I've mentioned one of them, but we'll go on with this. So, organ donor. So organs are cut out of patients' bodies even while they are conscious and aware. Horrifying new science study reveals. So there's a whole lot of cash to be made, and this is what everything's about: money and power. Right? Money corrupts, power. I don't know. So, yeah, a lot of cash to be made from harvesting people's healthy organs and selling them to wealthy transplant patients. And this is exactly what's happening at the hospitals from coast to coast. Not just here, all over the world. I mean, I've heard of things being done in China, especially now that they're rounding up all these Christians. Yeah, big market for organs in China. Yeah. So it's happening. Colorado public schools now requiring students to role play child sacrifice poems as part of rape training indoctrination. I remember this because we did an art. We read the article. I don't know, what was it? Probably 2 weeks now. Yeah, making children read these poems. Anyways, so some American public schools are now instructing children to recite satanic poems like Allen Ginsberg's Howl, which contains language so vulgar that we don't repeat it here. So along with reading filthy language, these same children are also being told to pretend as though they're being raped or sodomized as part of their sexual education. I'm sorry, folks, if that bothers you, but this is what's going on in many schools, and the parents are not informed. Only now some parents are hearing about these things, and that's why we put it out there. So these parents can hear these things and check their own schools. And I mean, that's your job, to check and see what's going on, because they won't tell you. They won't. And this is, Satanism at its best, or worst, or whatever. Whole Foods sponsors Drag Queen Story Hour to indoctrinate children with perversion, pedophilia, and transgenderism. I mean, heck, man, they're trying to make pedophilia legal, and prostitution. So the year 2019 was a big year for the spread of the Drag Queen Story Hour. Talking about that many times. An LGBT perversion event that's being held not only at public libraries, but also at Whole Foods market stores. Now, I did not know that. Drag Queen Story Hour, in case you're unfamiliar, typically involves a biological man dressed as a very slutty woman reading books to children, and possibly even dancing or prowling around on the floor while growling like a demon. And so you remember those stories, right? You remember the one about, what was it, a 10-year-old boy that was doing this as well at these at private shows. I mean, this kid, these people, I mean, the people who go to them, the parents who allow this to happen. I mean, it's not just the 10-year-old fault. It's not the children's fault. That's the parents. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, you go outside of God's, standard of living morality. I mean, that's life. That's why he says that you can have life more abundantly. If you follow his laws, they're clean, they're just, they're holy. No, people, that's why I still don't understand, in the millennia period, that there will still, even when Jesus is here on the throne, that there are still going to be people who will not follow Jesus, will not like him, will hate him still. I mean, I don't know. I figured that if Jesus is here, he wouldn't allow that to happen, that he would, disappear them, right away. I mean, some things are broken and can't be fixed. So, an annihilation agenda. Why globalists are actively working to exterminate 90% of the human race. You know about the Georgia Guidestones? That's their 10 commandments. The very first one, bring the population down to 500 million, a manageable number, they say. You'd have to eliminate 6 billion people, or maybe it's 6.5 now, in order to get it there. Tell me that's not satanic. That's not demonic. Whistleblower tells all, claiming Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Kristen Gillibrand, and other prominent Democrats are involved in human trafficking, sex slavery, and Satanism. Yes, folks, we've heard of those stories. And why these people, why they are not, well, I guess Know why? They're protected by the one who runs this earth at the moment. These people should all, I mean, this is all out in the open right here. I mean, why are they not being taken down like Epstein, the ringleader of them? Of course, I don't believe that he's dead, but yeah, it's a good possibility. I mean, I would have, if I was Epstein, of course, you would have some type of papers or some type of backup to prevent those types of things. And if death did come to him by someone very powerful, which he knew a lot of people that were powerful, that these things would come to light and they would be, in the spotlight. Yeah, so it's all these leaders, these world leaders, these Hollywood elite, just people. I mean, I guess once you reach a point of where you have all the money that you could buy anything, you do buy anything. It really changes you, period. It corrupts. I mean, it says what? Money is the root of all evil. Well, it's not always the money, but I guess it's how much and what you do with it, I guess. Yeah, and look at the rich man that came to Jesus, and he said that he was, sinless all his life, and he did good things all his life. And what more did he have to do to be saved? And Christ told him, you have to go and give all your money away and sell all your property and give it to the poor. And he couldn't do it. Nope. Another lure. Celebrated Democrat Beto O'Rourke outed wearing devil coat costume. Left-wing media tries to spin narrative away from Satanism. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. All these politicians, I don't know, what exactly happens to them, but yeah, I mean, they get in there, they learn. I mean, politicians, they learn how to lie. I mean, they've lied all their life, maybe. That's why I don't like politicians. That's why I've never voted, because I'm not going to vote for a thief, a robber, a murderer, a liar. I'm not going to vote for one of them. And then people try to say, well, you got to pick somebody more towards, who's at least less demonic than the other one, right? That at least has your agenda, or the kingdom of God's agenda. And I don't know, Trump seemed to be the closest one, but that may be all a lie too. Kamala Harris reveals herself as an anti-Christian bigot who hates God and anyone who recognizes the existence of God. So there's also failed California Senator Kamala Harris, another Satanist who came out this year as an anti-Christian bigot who wants to see God extinguished, not just from California, but from the entire country. It's a good thing she dropped out the 2020 presidential race. Yeah, not that she ever had a chance to win anyway. Spiritual guru of Brazil. Oh yeah, remember this one? Ran a sex slave farm and sold off human babies in auctions. Stunning investigation reveals. We've heard of that one. Remember that? That was a while ago. In Brazil. I was just looking at the map of the world before we did the news. Brazil is a pretty big place. Probably just as big as the United States. Imagine, I mean, these demonic entities are everywhere, people. Yeah, the devil's here to kill, steal, and destroy everything. He hates human beings. Yeah, we're like probably even less than ants to him. Yeah, and because God created us, He's very jealous and very angry. He knows He has a short time, but people, it's we got to remember that it's a spiritual fight. We well, the saying, we wrestle not against um, the powers that be, but against principalities, um, and other spirits that are, like, remember when Daniel, was waiting for a prayer to be answered about a dream, 21 days or something like that. And I think it was either Gabriel came to him and said they were fighting the Prince of Persia, that principality. And those are the kinds of things that we fight. And we need to be made stronger to fight it. So, yeah, we already heard about Whole Foods, Monsanto, and all the perverted demon rats, the rise of Satan. Leftists demand eliminating all Christian crosses from public view, claiming it triggers them. Political correctness is now equivalent to Satanism. Yeah, I mean, just time of the year, people putting out there or trying to put out their Christmas decorations and nativity scenes. I mean, one voice, just one call from an atheist claiming he's offended, and that thing gets taken down. I mean, what is wrong? I mean, I know what's wrong. You probably know what's wrong for sure. I mean, uh, yeah, but it's okay once that nativity scene is down to put up a, pentagram, the five-pointed star, and, arches. How about all the arches that we were privy to hearing about last year? Ones in New York and Washington and other places around the world. I mean, just look what the Pope has been doing, trying to make one world religion from the Catholic religion. The religion, and I'm, the people, we got to pray for the people, man. It's just very sad that something that was, has been so powerful taken over a long time ago, probably from the beginning, when with Constantine and when he started selecting the books they wanted to put in there. And when they, made Christianity different, than what Jesus taught, when they combined their religion with the pagan religion, which gives you, December 25th, and a few other things like the Christmas tree that Jeremiah, in the book of Jeremiah tells you not to do it. You're not to go out there and cut down a tree and bring it in your house and nail it up and decorate it with gold and silver and with pretty lights. That's not what Christmas is about. That's the pagan part of it. But it is a good time to search out the hearts of other people, because people are finally willing to, they're just happier, I guess. They enjoy the season, giving gifts, getting gifts. People are normally better, they're able, you're better able to talk to them during this holiday season. They're more apt to listen to you and hear what the Lord, the Holy Spirit will tell you, to tell them about Christ and Jesus and, the Lamb of God and being born in Bethlehem and all that story, and then what's going to continue on in the story until until he returns. Or until we're out of here, we return with them, and so on and so forth. Rule and reign with them 1,000 years. Yeah, that would be awesome. So those are the 10. I mean, we can go on. There are much more. But yes, Satanism. I mean, we need to pray on that. That's about it. It's about all I can suggest for you, man. We got to pray on just these principalities, the powers that be. I mean, I don't know. Pray that they lose all their money somehow, or their eyes are open. That would be great if just their eyes were open, their ears were open, and then they can go and take that money and feed the poor and house the homeless. I mean, how easy would it be? No, but they program you with the TV and other things, and let's go to space, or let's Musk, let's go to Mars. Yeah, let's spend all this money, okay, and a lot of it's going to be your tax dollars, which they don't have a right to. We should change the Constitution. I mean, it's your money. I mean, don't you wish you had a voice in that? Let's take, just a portion of that money and say, cut it back a third and spend it on the homeless and the poor. Find out why people are poor. I mean, is it capitalism? Is it, democracy? You think socialism is better? Go look at socialism. Look at Canada and their healthcare system. People wait around for months to get, surgeries done. Doctors, good luck. I mean, doctors are paid, not paid very well at all. And so doctors, they spend a lot of years learning this stuff, and doctors are not going to be, how do you say it? Well, it used to be the Hippocratical Oath, that they want to learn to help save people. Well, nowadays it's, money. It's about money. And if they're not going to be able to earn the money that they want to, they're going to go somewhere else. They're not going to go to Canada or wherever else the socialized medicine is and just get paid to make an average, living, whatever you call that to be these days. We got a lot to be thankful for, and we have a lot to pray for. So that's all I ask, brothers and sisters, that let's not be so obsessed with the news or the TV programs. I know we think we need breaks from everyday living, and so we turn on Star Wars and go to another, galaxy far, far away. But it's only for 2 hours. And then you've got to deal with it all over again. Just, try and get away from those temporary fixes. There's a fix that will last a heck of a lot longer than that. A lifetime. I'm just starting to learn that. There's still some things, that I've got to shed. Don't we all, right? I don't know. All I know is it's Wednesday, okay? I'll be back on Friday, hopefully, Lord willing. And we'll keep bringing you the news and hopefully prophecy continuing to be fulfilled. Look to Jerusalem over there, Israel, and, we have to be aware of the things in our own country that, could happen. I mean, somewhere along the line, America is taken out of the picture and cannot protect or help Israel. Okay, and those circumstances around that, they're all around us. They're in play. So we need to pray against that. Pray for Israel, pray for America, pray that yeah, but we're just made stronger until he comes back. We need that strength. We need to lift each other up. We really do. We can't do it alone. I'm sorry. I know some people say that they can, and I don't believe that's true. I've tried, I'm one of those people that think that they can do without anybody. But that I've learned that is untrue. It is so untrue. I may be able to go long periods without talking with anybody, but we need that interaction. I mean, the Lord, gave us that seventh day to rest, to get together and fellowship. That was one of the other reasons for that seventh day of rest, to fellowship together, to do those things together, not apart. And so anyways, church is anywhere you want it to be. It's not in four walls, just in four walls. It is, God cannot be held by four walls, but he could be there. But he's everywhere. Church is you are the church. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You are the church. You are a part of the body of Christ, and you are the church. And wherever you are, he is. And where two or more are gathered in his name, he's there. Anyways, God bless everyone. I guess that's it for tonight. Not much news. Just same old stuff. So take care of each other. Keep in touch. Please keep in touch. I've been stressing that a lot lately. I've actually been doing that, keeping in touch, going back and keeping in touch. I actually got in touch with somebody who I thought disappeared. I'm never going to get in touch with them again before, ever. And believe it or not, he still had the same email that he gave me, and I was able to contact him. And now I can talk to him. Those things are awesome. Find out what they're doing. Help them out if you can. Then maybe they can help you out. That's what that's for. Anyway, I just keep rambling on. I'm sorry. So I'll see you Friday, Lord willing, unless something dramatic happens and it has to be put out there. So peace out, everyone, and good night.